This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining the session. A very warm welcome to this Microsoft System Center Config Manager online training session. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Kashif. I am from India. I have 13 plus practical IT experience. I have trained more than 8,000 students globally. I am a CCNA, MCTS, MCSA, MCSE certified professional. My primary core expertise is on SCCM, Intune, Active Directory, and apart from these three things, I have expertise on exposure on application packaging, Azure, PowerShell as well. I am a BSc IT graduate. I completed my graduation from Mumbai University, and later on, I started working as a system administrator. These are my website and blog address. This is my email address, guys, and here is my Skype ID. Now I'm working as a SCCM architect. I have deployed SCCM to more than 35 companies so far. I used to work on SCCM profile before in multiple companies like Morgan Stanley, Godrej, and Nomura, wherein my primary roles and responsibility was to work on SCCM and resolve deployment of application, deployment of patches, and deployment of operating system, and resolve SCCM related issues. So I worked on almost all the versions of SCCM, starting from SMS till the latest version of SCCM. Now I'm not working as day-to-day operation task. Now I'm working as architect. So this is about me, guys. So now I'm doing this training for the past 5 years now, and this gives me more sense. I keep on learning new things from your questions, guys, and that way I keep myself updated, and also I can help others, imparting my knowledge so that they can also utilize those knowledge in their work profile. Okay, so that's about me, guys. Now let's talk about the training duration. So this is going to be 35 hours. And since we are going to do weekday session, so we will be doing 1.5 hours on daily basis, 90 minutes on Monday to Friday. And the total days required to finish all the topics is 25 to 28 days. Okay, so almost like a 4 weeks training to finish all the topics, guys. Okay, I'm also involved in a weekend session, and that is like 3 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday, and that 6 weekends required to finish all the topics. But since we are doing on weekdays, so we will stick with this one. Okay, the first one. Now let's discuss about SCCM. What is SCCM and when this is started? So let's talk about the historical background of SCCM. So SCCM is a Microsoft product, and the name of this product was SMS. The old name of this product was SMS, System Management Server. Now this was released in the year 1994. Then in the year 1999, the new version of SMS was released, like 2.0, then SMS 2003. Then Microsoft changed the name from SMS to SCCM in the year 2007. Now SCCM is what? System Center is a family name, like an umbrella, and inside that you have Config Manager as one of the products. So like you have multiple other products in System Center, like SCOM, SCCM, SCVM, right? SCSM. There are multiple products which comes under System Center umbrella. So SCCM is one of the products inside System Center. Okay, now so this name changed from SMS to SCCM in the year 2007. So Microsoft uh, released the new version of SCCM in the year 2007. Later on, SP1, after that SP2 and SP3. Then Microsoft again released a few versions in the year 2012, like SCCM 2012, then SP1, SP2, and R2. Now they are not going with this naming convention like SP1, SP2, R2. They have now stopped it, and they are now using the year and month. So 1511. So 2015 November, they are using 1511. SCCM 1511, so year and month. Similarly, in the year 2016, they released these three versions in the year 2016. In the year 2017, they released these three versions. So every year, they are now releasing SCCM 3 times a year, like in February, June, and October. Similarly, February, June, and October. Then in the year 2018, these are the three versions released in the year 2018: February, June, and October. 2000 February 1802, 1806, and 1810. Now this year they have released 1902 and 1906. This is the one which can be taken into production. This one is in technical preview, so you cannot take this 1906 in the production. 1902 is the latest and greatest version which can be taken into production. So it started from 1994, and 1902 is the latest and greatest version which can be taken into production. So almost like 25 years. So this is a matured product, guys. I hope you guys understood this, right, everyone?
Yes.
So started in 1994 and it went to 1902 this year, in the month of February 2019. So in case if you guys if you guys need to ask any question, you can stop me right there. That's not a problem, and we will discuss the question. Okay. So this was the historical details of SCCM. This started in 1994. Now let's talk about the certification. As per almost all Microsoft technologies have this certification. So Microsoft is conducting this exam 70-703. That's the exam code, and the total cost of the exam is $160 if you are not in India. If you are in India, then you will have to pay 4,800 Indian rupees to take this exam. They are asking total marks 1000, and you need to score at least 700 to pass the exam. And after you pass the exam, you get MCTS, Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist. That is the certificate transcript which you will be getting from Microsoft. So there is only one paper, and that is 70-703. You don't need to take any other prerequisite papers or something. You just have to take this one and you will be certified. Now let's talk about the opportunity. Since you guys are going to learn this technology, and you should know the current and the future of this product. So the current market share of this product is like my SCCM holds 43% of market share. Why 43%? I'll let you know. There are other products like Altiris, then you have Landesk, right? Then you have IBM Big Fix. These are other deployment tools, but SCCM is leading the market. SCCM is the one which is almost like everywhere. Wherever you go, whether it is a big size companies, mid size companies, you will definitely find SCCM. Okay. So almost like in all the companies you will find SCCM. So 43% of market share. Other tools, you have other tools like some are 7%, some are 10%, some are below 10%, all of them. Okay, but SCCM is like highly deployed all over the globe. That's the current status of current market status. So all big size plus mid-size companies have SCCM. Small size companies, you may not have SCCM, but big size and mid-size companies will definitely have it. Now, people who are working on SCCM profile as system administrator, they are earning somewhere around $45 as per the statistic. Okay, we have a lot of opportunities on in Indeed and ICE job portals. These are the two leading job portals in US and Canada. Okay, now those who are in India, they can expect a salary of 800,000 Indian rupees per year. Okay, that's the average salary. It's not, okay, it's not the fixed salary. It is like average salary they can expect. So some may be getting 20 lakhs, some may be getting like 15, some may be getting 3, some may be getting 5. So based on that, we have, you know, identified as per the statistic. So this is like the current and the now the future. Suppose if some other product comes in to the market. Currently there is no other product which is, which can compete SCCM, because SCCM is way ahead. So in case if some product comes in and which is better than SCCM, so that will at least take 10 years to remove SCCM from the market, because this is deployed all over the globe, and almost like all the big size and mid size companies have it. So to remove this product and from SCCM and go on to a different product, it's challenge for the companies, right? So minimum 10 years for this product to stay in the market. So that's the this is the current one, and this is the future. Okay, as per the multiple sources I have written it down. These are the uh, opportunities in SCCM. Okay, clear guys?
Yeah.
Now we have sites in SCCM. Okay, now SCCM works in sites and site roles. Now there are 3 sites in SCCM. Okay, the first site is central administration site, second site is primary site, and third site is secondary site. These are sites which are installed on Windows Server. So on Windows Server, you install these sites, Windows Server. Okay, and you cannot install all these sites on one Windows Server. So for example, if you would like to install this one, you need one separate Windows Server. Also, similarly, one separate Windows Server. You cannot club them together. You need one separate Windows Server. Okay. Now, central administration site is an optional site. You may or may not need central administration site. I'll discuss about this, why we may or may not need later on, but for now you understand central is an optional site. Similarly, the secondary is also an optional site in SCCM. You may or may not need secondary site, but this one is the mandatory one. Without this, you cannot manage devices. So this is like the main one. Okay, primary site. Without primary, you cannot manage devices. Simple as that. Okay. So these are the 3 sites in SCCM, and we will discuss about these sites in next slides. But you, for now, you understand that these are the first one and the third one are optional, but the second one, the primary, is the mandatory one. You have to have primary site. Without primary, you cannot manage devices. Now, then you have sorry, what is this? Then you have central administration site details. What is a central administration site? So as we discussed in the previous slide, it is an optional site in SCCM. And why do we need a central administration site? Because of these 2 reasons. When you have more than 100,000 devices, and when you have more than one primary site. These are the 2 major reasons for a central administration site to exist. If you do not have these 2 reasons, then central administration site cannot exist. I mean, you do not install central administration site. Okay, in case if you do not have these 2 reasons. One central administration site supports 700,000 devices, 7 lakh devices, guys, 700,000 devices all over the globe. So for now, you understand the first one, central administration site is an optional site. If you need a central administration site, that is required only based on these two reasons: when you have more than 100,000 devices to manage and when you have more than one primary site. And it is capable enough to handle 700,000 devices. And it needs SQL Server database. This is the fourth point you need to make a note of it. Okay, so first one optional, second one, it supports 700,000 devices. You need this when you have more than one primary site and 100,000 devices, and it needs a SQL Server to store the data in the database. Okay, it does not support client assignment. That means the clients which are installed on the devices, suppose you have 10,000 devices, you will have to install a SCCM client in those 10,000 devices. Those clients do not talk to central administration side. For example, you have 10,000 devices. Let's say these are the 10,000 devices. Okay. Now you need to install a client in each computer, SCCM client. Now SCCM client will always talk to primary site. They will never talk to CAS. They will never talk to central administration site. Understood, guys? So
Yes.
that is a central administration side. The first thing optional, second thing it needed because of these two reasons. It needs SQL Server database, and it does not support client assignment, and it needs 700, it supports 700,000 devices. Now let's talk about primary site, the main site in SCCM. This is your mandatory one. Wherever you go, you have to have primary site. Without this, you cannot manage devices. Simple as that. It's a mandatory site. As I mentioned here, it's a mandatory site. Okay. Now it manages devices in well-connected network. It manages up to 100,000 devices. The maximum limit of a primary site is 100,000 devices. Just like central, it also needs a SQL Server database to store the data. It is the site which supports client assignment. As I mentioned, suppose you have 10,000 or 20,000 devices, wherever, let's say these are the devices, and these are like 20,000 devices. You need to install client in each computer, SCCM client. Now the client will always talk to primary site. So that is client assignment. The client will be assigned to primary site. Okay. So 20,000 devices or 10,000 devices or 10 devices or one device, whatever it is, whatever the number count, it will always support the client assignment. So for primary site, understand a couple of things, that it's a mandatory site. Without this, you cannot manage devices. Second, it manages devices in well-connected network. Third, it manages up to 100,000 devices. And fourth is it supports client assignment. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Now secondary site. Secondary site, as we discussed, it is an optional site in SCCM. Optional. You may or may not need it. Why do we need it? Because of this reason. When you have devices, when you have to manage devices which are located in remote location, like branch offices, you have your headquarter in Mumbai, and your branch office is in Colombo, Sri Lanka. So to manage the devices in Sri Lanka, you need a secondary site for branch offices. Okay, when your devices are located on remote location and your network bandwidth is a constant, right, low, the computer is connected on a low bandwidth network, that's the reason you need a secondary site. Otherwise secondary site is not required. Now one secondary site is capable enough to handle 5,000 devices. Okay, again, it is an optional site in SCCM. It is used when you have devices at remote location to control the network bandwidth. One central secondary site can support up to 5,000 devices. Secondary side uses SQL Express or SQL Server database. Anything of your choice. Either you go with SQL Express or SQL Server database. Normally people go with this one because this is free. SQL Server database is
Kasif, we are unable to hear you.
you there? Hello?
Kasif,
Hello?
from last
Yes.
2-3 minutes we couldn't hear your voice.
Yeah, is my voice clear now?
Yes, it's clear enough.
Okay. Sorry guys. I think my internet connection was reset or something. So this will be like a little you may be facing such issue. I'll try to keep it. Yeah, I don't know whether it is connecting or not. Give me 1 minute. Okay, now it is connected properly. Now in online session we may be getting this such issues, so don't worry about it. Now so what was the last thing you heard, guys?
Yeah, the secondary site and location.
Okay, secondary site, right? Srilata?
Yes, Kasif, you stopped at SQL Express service and SQL Server database. We stopped
Okay,
there.
okay, is my voice clear now?
Yes, it's clear enough.
Okay, so one secondary site is an optional site in SCCM. It manages devices when you have devices located in remote location. It needs either SQL Express or SQL Server database. It does not support client assignment, and it supports up to 5,000 devices. So these are the primary things which you have to understand. So it is an optional. It supports up to 5,000 devices. It manages devices when you have devices at remote location like branch offices, and it uses SQL Express, and it does not support client assignment. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Now, whatever we have learned so far, central administration site, optional, right? Primary
Yes.
site, mandatory. Secondary site, optional. Now whatever we have done so far, you will get more clarity now. Let me just go to the next slide. One central administration site supports up to 700,000 devices. One primary site supports up to 100,000 devices, and one secondary site supports up to 5,000 devices. These are the capability of central, primary, and secondary. Now, this is gonna be give you more clarity. There are 3 architecture in SCCM. Okay, you will never find any other architecture apart from this 3 architecture. Let's say you are running a small company. So for a small company, this is the architecture. You just need one primary site, and that primary site is installed in Houston. You don't have any branch offices, right? You call it standalone primary site, and that will be managing all the devices in Houston. Second architecture, second diagram is for big mid-sized companies. Uh, where the company is less than 100,000 devices and you have one headquarter and branch offices. So let's say Houston is like headquarter and Seattle is branch office 1, and Boston is branch office 2. So in Seattle you need secondary site 1, and in Boston you need secondary site 2, because these are two branch offices, and these two secondary site will be reporting to primary site. Got it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Understood. So this one is the first for small size companies. This is the second for mid size companies, wherein one primary plus secondary. And this is one with only one primary site, a standalone site, without any secondary or something. Now the third architecture, which is for big size companies like Accenture, Deloitte, IBM, big companies wherein you have more than 100,000 devices. When you have more than 100,000 devices and more than one primary site, okay, then only you need to go with this architecture. So Central will be sitting on the top of the hierarchy, CAS. Houston, like primary site 1, London, primary site 2, and primary site 3 in Shanghai. So primary site 1 will be managing all the devices in Americas region. Primary site 2 will be managing all the devices in Europe region. Primary site 3 will be managing all the devices in APAC. All these primary will be reporting to central administration site. So this is like big companies wherein you have more than 100,000 devices and more than one primary site. Clear? Any
Yes.
question in this architecture?
No.
Gautam?
No. Yeah, it is clear.
Now, this is another architecture, second architecture. Suppose you are running a company called Apple. Now, Apple headquarter is in, let's say, New York, right? And
Okay.
you have 200,000 devices in Apple, right? 100 out of those 200,000 devices, 100,000 devices in Americas region, and another 100,000 devices in, let's say, Asia Pacific region, APAC. So you will install primary site 1 for America, primary site 2 for Asia Pacific. Okay, clear?
Clear.
Okay.
And these secondary site will be reporting to this primary site. These secondary site will be reporting to this primary site, and both these primary site will be reporting to central administration site. So this is another example for big size companies like Apple or Deloitte or Google or Accenture, where you have more than 100,000 devices all over the globe. Now the database replication happens from secondary to primary database and primary to central administration database. So primary will replicate the database based with the central administration database. Clear?
Yeah. So, Kasif, one question. So the primary site, it's not mandatory to stay back in headquarters, right? It can be anywhere. For example, now
Anywhere.
uh,
Anywhere.
anywhere. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but normally we keep it on a headquarter location because primary site is capable enough to control more and more devices on the
Okay.
same network, right? So wherever you have like headquarter or big office or more devices, we keep primary site at that location.
Okay.
But it's not mandatory. You can put it anywhere. Now, these
Okay.
are the site roles in SCCM: management point, distribution point, software update point, fallback status point, application catalog, website, web service, SMS provider. We will talk about these things later on. But for now, you understand there are multiple roles available in SCCM. Site, uh, there are 3 sites in SCCM, right? As we discussed, central, primary, and secondary, and these are the site roles in SCCM. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, suppose you are your manager wants to implement SCCM, okay, in
Mm.
in the company, or you will have, you are trying to convince your manager to in. Give me a minute. Sorry, guys, somebody called. Okay, now suppose you are going to implement SCCM in your company. What all things you will get? What all features and functionalities? So you will get asset management. That's the first uh, functionality of SCCM, asset management. For example, you have like thousands and thousands of computers, right? And you would like to get the hardware and software inventory. You know, you don't need to purchase a third-party tool or any other things. SCCM is capable enough to do hardware and software inventory of all the computers. It will also do asset intelligence, like license consumption information, how many license you have consumed and how many license you still have it available for the distribution. Software meeting to find out the utilization of any software. Suppose in the month of August, what is the utilization of Google Chrome, or what is the utilization of Firefox? Normally we do it for licensed application. Then client management. This is the second major role of SCCM. Now in client management, you have application management. You can use SCCM to deploy applications. Let's say you have to deploy application on 10 computer 10 computers or 100 computers or 1000 computers or 10,000 computers or 80,000 computers. You can use SCCM to deploy application to the devices. You can also deploy patches like software updates to the devices. These days what is happening, software updates are pretty much required in every company because there are so many cyber crimes happening all over the globe. You might have heard about recent attacks like cyber attacks, Petya, uh, then Double Kill, Blue Keep, ransomware, wherein the hackers will hack the computer. So Microsoft suggests that you need to keep on installing software updates into your company's computer. Otherwise, your uh, computers are vulnerable. So you can use SCCM to deploy updates to your target computers. Then you can also use SCCM to deploy operating system. You can manage all the contents. Then you can find out how many computers are compliant or non-compliant. Power management. Suppose you have to define a power policy like after 7 o'clock, all the computers should go off, or all the computers should be should turn off the monitors or something. You can define that policy. Client health, SCCM gives you pretty good, you know, what you call the um, dashboard, wherein you can find out how many computers client is healthy or unhealthy or something. Endpoint protection, you can deploy antivirus to your client computers. You don't need to purchase a third-party software. You can use this antivirus endpoint protection. Then mobile device management, you can manage Android, iPhone, iPad devices. Now the third functionality of SCCM is basically this is for administrators. Um, you can do role-based administration. That means if Uttam is good with application deployment, I'm gonna give application deployment role to Uttam. If Srilata is good with the software updates, I'm gonna give software update role to Srilata. Based on the expertise of the people, we have roles available in SCCM. Okay. Then remote management, you can use SCCM to remote into the user's devices. You don't need to purchase TeamViewer license or what do you call the GoToMeeting or WebEx. You can use SCCM remote management to remote into users' devices. Reporting, you can get the reports in PowerPoint, Excel, CSV format or Word format, PDF format. Those are the options available to get reports. Monitoring, you can monitor all the sites and site components through SCCM. So these are the major three functionalities in SCCM: asset management, compliant, client management, and administrative feature. Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, when we go in the training, I want both of you to set up your lab. Either you set up your lab on a local computer, right? Or if you do not have, minimum configuration on your local computer, then you will have to go on Microsoft Azure Cloud Data Center. Okay, any lab, but you have to have a lab. Okay, then only you will be able to do the practical. And I am a firm believer in practical knowledge, not the PPT slide and theory. Theory is fine, but you have to apply those theory in the practical environment. Then you will get more confidence. So for local lab, you need to have minimum 12 gigabyte of RAM, quad core processor, and 300 GB of hard drive space, and that is SSD. Okay, if you have this configuration, then you can go set up your SCCM lab on local laptop or desktop. If you do not have this configuration, for example, you are not having this minimum configuration, then you go on Microsoft Azure Cloud Data Center. So for cloud data center, you just need one computer with internet connection. That's it. And that will, we will be setting up lab in the cloud. Like our computers will be there on Microsoft Azure Cloud Data Center in Indonesia data center or London data center. And we will be remotely connecting to these computers from our computer, which will have internet connection. Any computer which with internet connection will be sufficient. Clear?
Yeah.
Clear. You said like lab setup on Azure Cloud Data Center. Do we need to create a Azure account and take an instance in that account?
Yes, you will have to create your own account, and
Okay.
when you subscribe with Azure, you get 30 days free trial,
Yeah.
free
Uh,
trial, and that you can utilize. Uh, you get somewhere around 13,300 Indian rupees, which is equivalent to 200 US dollar. You can use this 200 US dollar for 30 days to create your resources, these resources in cloud.
okay.
Yes. What's the question? Yeah. What is the question, Srilata?
No, I just wanted to know, do I need to purchase the instance as well?
No, no, no. You don't have to purchase. The first 30 days is free.
Okay,
You don't have
I
to
can
pay
take
anything.
for the first 30 days, I can take any instance, I mean, any instance of any configuration for free.
No, you just have to log in. You need to subscribe with a free trial. That's it. Free trial. When you
Okay,
log in with you subscribe with free trial, I'll guide you how to go about it. You will get 30 days free trial. You can use 30 days, and then you don't have to pay anything for the first 30 days. After 30 days, if you would like to continue, you will have to uh, convert your account from free trial to pay as you go account. Then only you will be able to access the resources which are present in Azure data center.
okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So after 30 days, if we want to continue, we need to pay $200 for every 30
No,
days.
no,
Is that correct, Kasim?
no. After 30 days, if you would like to continue, then you will have to pay based on the resources which you have created. Suppose 4 computers you created, then for
Okay.
one computer, I think 10 rupees per hour, 10 rupees
Okay.
per hour, 10 rupees per hour, and 10 rupees per hour. Let's say if you use for 1 hour these 4 computers, you will have to pay somewhere around 40 rupees per hour.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but this is not the exact figure. It may go up or down. Okay, that is the approx information I have given that to you.
Okay. Gotcha.
Clear? But I'll guide you if you
Yes.
have to continue after 30 days.
Okay.
If you have
Okay,
to continue after 30 days, then I will give you a, Microsoft hands-on lab. That's the free one. You can use that particular lab, and you don't have to pay anything for that. Okay.
okay.
Now the lab architecture will be like this. We will have 3 Windows server. Windows server, first one will be your domain controller. Second one will be your SCCM primary site server. Third one will be your database server, and fourth one is your Windows 10 computer. All will be connected to the same LAN network so that they can talk to each other. Okay,
Okay.
that will be your
Okay.
lab architecture, guys. Any
So
question?
these all servers will sit in one location?
Sorry,
Those all servers sit in one location, or this
one
domain
location.
controller,
One
one
location.
location?
Yes, we'll be creating a Southeast Asia data center that is located in Indonesia, and we will be setting up our servers in Indonesia, and we will be remotely connecting to those computers from our laptop or desktop.
Oh,
Any question so far in today's session, guys?
no, I
No,
mean,
Karthik, as of now.
Was it helpful? You understood the concept?
Yes, it was helpful
Okay,
and we understood the concept.
very good. Now I am going to send you one info@makemeITexpert could not be delivered. Info wasn't found. MakemeITexpert.com. How come? Give me 1 minute, guys.
sure.
Okay, no worries. So I'm gonna send one email to you guys. Now, let me know, are you guys going on local or cloud? Huh?
Cloud
Sorry?
on Azure Infra, not on local.
Azure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You, Uttam?
Yeah, so I'm not sure for now. So give me one day time. I'll let you know.
No, no, you have to set it up before we meet tomorrow. I want you guys
Oh,
to
okay.
keep your account ready. Okay. I'm
Okay,
gonna
got
send
you.
you an email,
Okay.
and then you
Uh-huh.
have to decide and perform the same step. Now,
Okay.
Azure. Now there are two in this email. There are two steps. If you are going on Azure,
Uh-huh.
Sri Lata,
Yeah.
if you would like to set it up on Azure, you have to do from point number 1 to 7. That's it. You don't have to do anything. You just have
Okay.
to perform from point number 1 to 7.
Okay.
And same stands for you, Uttam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you guys would like to go on a local setup, then you will have to download these things in your computer
Okay.
and follow the below steps to keep the setup ready before tomorrow's session so that we can proceed further. I'm gonna send an email to you guys. Send this email. What's your email address?
Yeah, it's UTTAM
Hmm.
N at STLOGICS.com.
Okay, Uttam N for November at the rate
Yeah, STLogics.com.
stlogics.com. Okay,
Yes.
Srilata,
You want to have the
SR.
Gmail ID or is this okay?
anything. You just have to get the information. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's SRI
hmm.
LA THAN
N for November
yeah, correct. At
at the rate
RAD RAD
RAD uh,
CUBE
CU
BE.
B for
B for Bombay,
Rad
E for
Cube.
elephant.
Rad
Yeah,
Cube.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
.com.
.com. Yeah.
Okay. Radcube.com. Okay. So I just sent this email to you guys. Before tomorrow's session, I would like you guys to keep it ready. I would suggest you
Sure.
guys to go with Azure because you will get Azure
Okay.
exposure as well. Azure is
Okay.
also like moving like a monster in the IT world. So in my
Okay.
session, I actually explain SCCM, Active Directory, and Azure, and little bit PowerShell. So you get like mixture of multiple things. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, and again, we have a class on Monday. Is that correct?
Yeah. Tomorrow we have the session. No, you guys don't
No,
want
Monday
on
to
tomorrow.
Friday.
That's okay. Hmm? Huh?
Monday to
Oh, we are
Friday.
going on week.
Okay. Monday to Friday. Yes, Monday to Friday. Today is Friday. Okay. Yeah, Monday to Friday. We will meet on Monday. Same time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
7:30
same
India
time.
time.
Uh,
You guys are on
Yeah.
which time zone?
I'm in IST. Uttam is
I'm
in.
in EST. EST.
In Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yes.
Now I want you guys to send me 989-235-4331. Send me a WhatsApp message on this number so that I'm gonna create one group and keep you guys in that group so that we can communicate as and when it is required.
Okay.
9892.
Yeah.
Okay. So send me
Okay.
this, send me a hi message on WhatsApp. I'm gonna create a group.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
Okay, guys. Thank you, everyone. I
Thank
hope
you.
All right.
the session was informative. We'll meet again on Monday. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah. So, Kasif, before ending the session, I have one question for you.
Hmm.
Okay, so since I'm very new to this IT, though it is a networking side and completely IT side, so do I need to take any extra precautions, or do I need to go with any extra material that I need to go and refer or something sort of, sir?
No,
Or
no, don't worry. I will be guiding you step by step. I'll be asking you to read some article material later on,
okay,
but you will have to do that. Make sure you read all the articles, whatever the articles I'm gonna give you later on. Okay?
oh, okay, sure, sure.
So on
Because
daily
Srilata
basis,
is sounding very confident. I want to sound like her, you know.
no worries. When everyone has a starting day, right? Even I started somewhere,
Yeah,
right? So no worries. You
right.
cannot learn everything in one day. It takes time.
Okay,
Yeah. So go slowly, and I will try my level best to explain you the things. But you will have to, help me with all the assignments, all the practicals. You come back to me. You ask questions so that I can understand and take you with me. Okay.
sure, definitely. All right, Kasim. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kasif.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.